Hi everybody, it's Michelle again from Our World of Wonders, and Charlotte and I have a little mini episode which we didn't think was going to amount to much, but I think it's going to turn into 2 episodes. The first part, which will be our evidence that we got, and the second part's going to be like a protection and safety thing, because we think at this point we really need to stress how important it is. Charlotte has a friend, and they go periodically to Port Perry to shop in the boutiques and things. And we know of a restaurant there called Jesters Court, which is a known haunted pub or pub in this local area. A lot of people know about it. I went onto the website to see if I could find anything. I found a couple of little tidbits, but I wish that I had found, like after we got back and I was doing more research, I found another website which actually explained things a lot better, which was nice. We knew that it was haunted. We had seen a couple of pictures that have orbs on them. A local paranormal investigator that we personally know of, has gone there and gotten some pictures. Most of the pictures are orbs, maybe a little misty something, but we outdid ourselves. This little tiny thing that we thought, now Charlotte's friend is not into this, so it wasn't, like we could be in her face with it. We told her, we investigate, we're going to do a couple of pictures, but we didn't really, do much. We knew that upstairs in the bathroom was a location. We knew that on the stairs somewhere there was a location, and we knew that the owner occasionally heard a little girl laughing and giggling at night when she was cleaning the pub up. So here's our little photographic evidence of our little mini trip. I'm just going to flip this around and get I'm trying a different way to focus on here, so I'm hoping that this will work. It's on some boxes and I've got everything sort of, there we go. So there's the lovely Jesters Court. You can't even see the front of the old house anymore because it's so overgrown with beautiful vines and things. There's the lovely Jester and the trees surrounding. You can sit outside and order Guinness if you are so inclined. These pictures we took at the end because we were so excited about going in. I totally forgot to take pictures. There's the doorway. I thought that perhaps we could get a reflection in the doorway. Sometimes they sort of like to hide in glass, but there was nothing. And that's sort of further away. You can see the big trees reflecting. And it's a beautiful old house. Now I need to get to the front of, okay, if I do that and go here, there we go. We sat, there's a little fireplace over here, and we sat and we asked her, can we take pictures? She said, of course you can. And really nothing appeared in it. And it's funny, my camera was on some weird setting because my son had done a project with the camera. And at one point it was taking 2 pictures at a time, one with a flash, one without a flash. So some of the pictures that have odd coloring, it's because of that. It's nothing unusual, but in this little section over here, which there's nothing at the moment, there's nothing on the door that's glass, maybe is that glass? No, that's the doorway. That grid work is the doorway to the kitchen. So nothing there. Okay, that's the same, because I couldn't figure out why it was so, and really nothing unusual there. Well, there's Charlotte. That's her giant camera that she pulled out of the bag. Can we take pictures? Why, sure you can take pictures. 3 seconds later, a giant camera's on the table. It was pretty funny. We all had a good laugh. My camera's quite small, which I'll show you. This is my new camera. This is the first place that I actually used it. It's a Fujifilm 5x zoom. It's got 14 megapixels. So before, my camera only had 9. So when I zoom in and try to crop, my pictures are much better now, which is really fantastic. And that was, I kept sensing something. That's the doorway, which you can't really see it. I believe this is the one, yes, that I blew up. Let's see if I can find the other. Okay, now through here, which is looking pitch black, there were stairs. You can sort of see the stairs. If I run along here, you can see the stair rails. And there was something playing in the light through here. Now this is the doorway that you walk through to come into the little room we're sitting in. And right here, and I will just zoom in, there is a little orb. Now, what I was looking at was over here and here by the stairs. But this is what I got. Hopefully I'm centering this so you can see. Now when you zoom in too much, it kind of disappears. But if you think of this little red mark as somebody sticking their tongue out, and you've got the mouth here, the nose is sort of here, you've got an eye and an eye. It looks like there's bangs and what could possibly be a hair bow or something like that. It's sort of a wonky little, it's got sort of some chubby cheeks. It's kind of hard, but if you look at, that's where like the crown and the hair is coming down, and then it could be a decorative bow. You've got this little shiny spot in here is the nose, you've got eyes, and this could be a tongue sticking out. The side of the face is here, like this, and it goes into the dark over on this side. Hopefully you can pick it up. I think if I try, maybe if I zoom this way. Oh, no, the camera just lost it. Oh, the camera is not really sure what it's focusing in on. Hopefully you can see that. That was a total shock. My son, who's been helping me edit it, I have 2 boys, but one helps me more so than the other one. He noticed it right away, like he's like, right in there, let's see these pictures. He was very kind of concerned and upset about doing this and didn't want to see it at all. But as time goes on, he's really in there, and it's been helping him too. Now, at one point, Charlotte excused herself to go to the bathroom, and she was already up there before I was. And then I went up after quite a few minutes because I wasn't sure how long. Now, this here is a mirror, and that will be important when we get to Charlotte's pictures in a moment. It's a very interesting old place. The stairs, I kept thinking that there was something on the stairs, but I would look and I couldn't find anything. There's like light reflections, which were nothing. And then it opens up into a big room upstairs. Well, I had no idea, but somewhere up here, I found out after I got home, there's an older lady who's sitting waiting for someone, and she happens to be fond of moving salt shakers, which I found that kind of amusing. But then there you see how that first one was blurry and weird, and then it would automatically take another picture, and then the picture is like this. And it took a while for me to figure out what the settings were and to change. But something that I find quite, and you see these salt shakers here? They should really be over here. Not that I saw them move or anything, but they do set up the tables in a very specific way. So it's possible somebody just was quick and left them there, but they should be over here. Now, was this the one in the window? Oh, maybe it's not this one. Oh, yes, it is this one. So we're going to look at the top frame of this window. There is a bit of a roof or an awning coming down, which is why it's got that weird look to it. But if you're looking right here, you can see the man's nose, which is always easy to see. It almost looks like he could be mustached. You've got the eye. Looks like his hair, like he's thinning hair, but he's got some coming in front like that. And I was kind of thinking it's a little like Edgar Allan Poe-like, really. I don't know if there's something up here that looks like a hat or not, but it does look like a face peering in. And it would make sense that if we were looking for something in the room, that they would take the opportunity to look outside. And that's why glass is always important to look at. I just noticed I didn't see that before. There is a green reflection down here on the chair. There could be a face here. It's hard to say. It could be light reflecting, but I never noticed that green there before. Well, there is something green reflecting off the back of the chair in my direction. Well, that's interesting. I mean, it could be light through, but then it's... Okay, no, there's green reflecting there. Okay, it is somehow reflecting from outside. That... Oh, I thought I saw something, but no. That was just a fluke. Now, I believe this is the picture where the reason I took it at this kind of funny angle is here. I was seeing with my natural eyes some kind of a foggy something. And then it took the second picture, which is the same room. You don't see anything foggy here, but in the mirror, where I was seeing the foggy mist, there is an orb. I don't know if I zoom in a little. Oh, no, that's not going to help at all. There we go. So that was very interesting to me, that I did sense something in the room and took the picture. Like when you just get a funny feeling, take the picture because you don't know if there's going to be anything there. I was not expecting anything in the mirror, and when you look at the actual photograph and you look at where I was looking, there's nothing. Oh my, there's nothing there. Well, this is interesting. No, that's nothing. That, I think, is just reflections. But there again, I clicked and the flash didn't go off, so I thought it didn't take a picture, and then it took the picture, which is why that's all wonky. And there the room is. I kept sensing something in over here, but nothing really that I could see. Charlotte took a lot of pictures over there as well, and there's Charlotte again. She's about ready to go downstairs so that her friend isn't totally alone. And you can see the difference again, where flash not off, flash off. This is the little hallway that goes to the bathroom, and it's not a whole lot wider than I am wide. And there's this mirror, and the story was that I thought they said a Scottish gentleman, which would be the other bathroom, had gone into the bathroom, and this is when the owners had found out that there was something fishy going on. He came screaming downstairs that there was a woman in the mirror behind him, and was completely freaking out. Well, the other door wasn't open, so I wasn't going to look in the men's bathroom, but this is the mirror. It doesn't look incredibly filthy in this particular photograph, but it was, well, isn't that unusual? It was covered in soap and scum and all sorts of stuff, but it looks quite clear there. Well, you'll see why this is interesting. There you go. You can see all of the grossness on the mirror, and this was taken seconds after the first one. And you can see the soap all dribbling down. And I think it was probably just the angle, maybe. I don't know. But I do get an interesting... Okay, I took from down low up, thinking, well, maybe she's in the mirror and she won't see me doing this. The floor, that was an accident, actually. I had moved the camera and hit the button by accident, which obviously there's no such thing as accidents. I don't know if there's actually anything in the photograph. I didn't really find anything. There we are again. You can see all the smudges and stuff on the window. I thought maybe this ledge would be a good place to look for things. Then this happened. What we're looking at is the mirror again, and this is all within minutes of each other, right? Now the flash is reacting the way it should. You can see where someone has attempted to wipe the mirror with probably Windex, and the soap from people washing their hands and the Windex mixed together and left a film on the mirror, which didn't really show up in the first picture, which is odd because some of those streaks are massive and should have showed up. That's an interesting point in itself. But this green orb, this is what's interesting. It's an orb within an orb. You can see completely through it. So these two little lines, they're on the mirror. I looked in the other pictures, so that's not an anomaly. You try to zoom in. There's no real distinct face or anything in there. It is reacting exactly as an orb would, an energy orb. Circular being the easiest structure to be in. I've tried to figure out through all the pictures, was there anything that was that particular color that could be reflecting? The bathroom stalls are out far enough that the mirror, like the window, I mean, the window does not reflect anywhere near the mirror, more towards the door, but you can see the door in it's not reflecting any light that could be bouncing back in the mirror. The green tiles that go around are quite clearly seen down here, and there's no light reflecting off of them, and they're more of a forest green and a dark green, not neon, so it's not that. It's not like light is reflecting off of this onto here, back to there. They're all the wrong color. And any of the flash reflections are the normal colors. Now, this is the mirror that the woman is supposed to appear in. It's a very unnerving bathroom. It's very small. And when I say small, I hung my purse on the door like the door hanger. And when I went to stand up, I'm a little bit bigger than your normal average girl. You know, I'm over 200 pounds. And when I went to lean forward to stand up, my head hit my purse. And my balance was off so bad that it took some doing for me to be able to stand up. I thought I might have to open the stall door and put my hand on the edge of the door to pull myself up, because it's basically room for the toilet. And if you put your feet on the floor, your toes are almost at the actual door to get out. Like, they probably were doing regulation for a thing this size. You need 3 stalls in the bathroom, and they were doing the space thing, because on the the other way. Like I say, you just fit in that little spot to use the sink. Like there's not much room. So very interesting. I mean, I didn't see the woman, but it was very interesting. There's this weird door when you're going down that hallway. It's shut. I can't think of what could be in there. You can see the hinge. At first I thought it was maybe the doorway to the hall, but no, because the hinges are here. So the door opens up this way. I felt like there was something in there, but I wasn't about to open a door that I would assume that goes out to the fire escape if people are upstairs. And I kept thinking, now my back is towards that door, and I kept thinking there's something here, which there could have been. Now this area is where Charlotte got a beautiful picture, which we will show you in a little bit. But I kept thinking there was something down near the floor. I mean, I don't know. It was very strange. Now, it is possible that because it's an older building and some of the stairs and the floor are not exactly level and even, that can give you that falling forward or slightly off balance feeling. You certainly get it in the bathroom. I mean, that bathroom is creepy, but it could just physically be because nothing is exactly level and everything's slightly off and you're so cramped. Nothing here, nothing. You know, I took several pictures of the corner thinking there's something there. Oh, this I thought was hilarious. It is their bathroom sign. It's called the Royal Flush. And I took that because they have a sense of humor. This, believe it or not, is a crop of this picture. This is the bar on, like, where we were sitting. If you went through the door where the stairs were to go upstairs, if you went through all the way, you go into the bar. And I kept thinking of something over here. And of course, I was looking and looking and looking. Are there orbs? Like, why am I looking over here? And this is where I got my capture, which I hate to say capture. Okay, I don't know how close I need to get it so you can see. Where you're looking is the reflection right here. This long is the nose. You can see nostril, nostril. So it's a long, thin nose, nostril, nostril. You can see perfect little eye, like eyeball, pupil, and not as clear on this side, but you can see it. Oh, shoot. Those aren't eyeballs. Those are just high cheeks. The eyes are here. And he's got two very prominent high cheekbones. Here's the mouth. You can see chin, possibly a beard, but you can see the little chin. Here's the ear right here. And it does look as if his shoulders are coming down. I thought he looked quite like, oh, it's fading in and out because it doesn't know what it's focusing on. The jester, actually, when I've dowsed most of these pictures, and it was kind of weird. I was having a very hard time getting the pendulum to clearly answer my questions. Sometimes it would start yes, then it would go no, then it would go yes, and it was like, okay, something's going on. This, it did say, was the owner, original owner of the pub, or the building itself. And there you go, you can sort of see. It does look like he has a long beard, though. And there's his little mouth there. Hard to say. I don't know what the owner's name is. I'm sure that if we talked to the people there, showed them this picture, or even said, do you have a picture of the original owners, it would be nice to see. But this definitely an unusual reflection in that chair. And like I say, that's from this picture here. There was nothing. This is the other side of the bar. And just light reflection. There's light reflecting everywhere in here, but no orbs that I could see at all. And then of course we left and we took pictures. And I was very excited with the orb that I got of what appears to be the little girl and the green orb in the mirror, and shocked to find the face on the chair. And then Charlotte sent me her pictures. I just have to minimize that, and okay, make you big. There we go. And there we are. Come on, open up. This is Charlotte's bathroom picture. Basically standing in the same position I was. You can clearly see the grunge on the window, which is why I can't... Oh, I called it a window. I can't understand why you couldn't see it in my first picture. That's very weird. But you can see all the white blinds. It does kind of have a rainbow effect where it's hitting those. You can... There's a little bit of a pinky reflection there. But that's probably just the light reflecting off of the wood, giving it, yeah, it's doing it on both sides. So, you know, nothing unusual. Oh shoot, I can't do next because here's her next one. And basically the same, you know, there's nothing, no anomalies. The only color that she's getting that's reflecting is this purpley pink color, which is probably reflecting from the wood, and it's doing it on all four sides, but no green. There's absolutely no green in this whatsoever. So for me to have that weird green orb is out of the ordinary, as we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 different mirror pictures. So if there was something in there that was reflecting, it would have reflected in a way that we could have seen it. Now she thought here that there was something unusual, and we're like, I think there's 2 people. I don't know what it is. And when I checked out mine, it was the salt and pepper shakers over here. So we thought, oh, there's nothing in this one. But I was wrong. I started looking at this reflection thinking it was looking kind of weird. And if you look, there's an eye. And there's another eye socket. You can see the pupil there and pupil there. Another long nose. It almost looks like big grin, and tooth, 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 tooth. It could be an older woman. It's like you can see jawline here. Could even be like a weird hat that she's wearing up there. But the more you look at it, the creepier it sort of gets. And we know that it's the back. Oh, I don't think the camera likes zooming in that way. It's kind of unusual. We're not quite sure, you know, what's going on there, but very interesting all the same. Now, this is the best picture of them all, and it looks pretty innocent. This is the mirror that as you're going up the stairs, right, it's quite narrow. And I'm thinking that they may have put the mirror in to sort of give people the feel that it's larger, a larger area, because it is, if you're claustrophobic, you would not want to go up here at all. So we were looking at all sorts of little things, like, what's that? And that's just light reflecting. So when you come up to the actual mirror, you can see the suit of armor. What you're looking at is this foggy bit beside. And I'm going to try and get it. as clear as I can. But we came to the conclusion that it looks like a Victorian dress. This is the sleeve part. You can almost see an arm coming down. This would be like the bodice or neckline. You can see where it comes in for her waist and then out, almost like a bustle. And you can even see where it's kind of layered down, where it looks like there's like a layer here, and then it spreads out into a bigger skirt. It's very possible that the lady in the white dress was trying to see what we were doing and manifested herself a little bit, because Charlotte's back would have been to her, and she would have been taking a picture of the mirror opposite the wall, and she may have thought, like, what are they taking, like, what are they doing? What? Now, she may not know what taking a photograph is or not, I don't know, but it does look like the lady. I thought I read lady in a white dress, and when I came and read the second article afterwards, it said blue dress. This could either be blue or white, depending on how the light is hitting it. But it looks very much like a Victorian dress. It's hard to say. I don't think that it's merely smudges, because it would be like all over the mirror, because I mean, it's a very difficult mirror to get to in the first place. I don't know how you would actually even clean it, to tell you the honest truth. And if there were smudges like in the bathroom mirror, it would be all over the whole mirror. The light would be reflecting all over the place like it did in the other mirror. I really think we got a capture of the lady of the restaurant that everyone talks about. It's just we didn't get her head. We really do need to do some more dowsing, and Charlotte did have a bit of an incident after this, because we didn't really protect ourselves the way we normally would. We had someone with us who isn't really knowledgeable about what we're doing and isn't interested at all, really. So I had done a very quiet thing in the car when we were coming to protect us while we're on the highway, and like a very general thing, but not specifically in the restaurant. And Charlotte had a little bit of an incident afterwards that lasted for a few days, which has inspired us to talk to you about safety, how to ground, how to, like, we've talked about bringing the white light and things in, but I think we're going to up it. We're going to show you stones. We're going to show you different ways of doing things. We haven't figured it out completely, but it is so important to remember to protect yourself, even if you just, you get up and surround yourself with white light every morning when you get up. Not that it needs to be some big ritual thing, but in a restaurant like this, you wouldn't think that there would be anything to worry about, old, new, or whatever. We're not trying to scare anybody. This is not something that's frightening, but it is something that you need to be aware of. And we'll talk to you pretty soon. Charlotte and I will get together and do a little bit more on being smart about what you're doing, and don't always do what we do, because sometimes we forget too. Let me just turn this around. There we go. I've got it on boxes today, so I'm not jiggling and wiggling around. One of the things, now I'm not wearing amethyst specifically because of this, but I have had bad hip, bad knee, so I've been wearing my amethyst. This is one of the things like that we will be talking about. Amethyst is a very old protection stone, and sometimes when you think one thing's bothering you, it might be something else, and that's going to be part of what we're talking about as well next time. So until I see you next time, so long, and have any comments or questions about anything that I've shown you, please, comment and rate. We didn't rate our last episode because we didn't have a chance to get together. So it would be nice if you could say, well, you had some interesting stuff, we'll give you a 3, or, oh my God, you blew our minds away, here's a 5. But 1 to 5, 5 being the best, which I don't really think we'll ever get, unless, like you say, we have a manifestation that's so amazing that, hey. So, bye for now.